I love garden weddings. Garden
Me too, they're
weddings
so
are my
beautiful.
favorite.
They're so colorful.
Yes, I love the colors and the flowers and the life and the energy, and it's beautiful, but people don't consider bees.
The bees.
There's bees, and usually bees are okay. I've never had a problem with bees. I've scooped them off of, you know what I mean? Like there was one recently where it was on the groom's back, and I was like, we're just gonna, but
Should fly.
I don't like wasps. I do not like wasps, and wasps don't like me. And it was not too long ago where I was at a wedding where the bride was about to start getting ready. She walked out onto the balcony and she got stung in the face by a wasp, right in the cheek. Hi, I'm Caitlyn.
And I'm Kaylee, and this is
Shoot the Vows. And today's our very first episode, so we're going to be talking about why we started the podcast and what it is and what we hope to offer to couples that are planning. So we're going to talk to each other in that style and format. So basically, like, this was an idea that I had 3 weeks ago.
Surprise.
And here we are.
Fast track.
And, fast forward to 3 weeks later. And I think that really, I really wanted to start this podcast. At first, it was an idea of like, oh, wow, this will be really cool for my photography business. But then I really thought about it more. And I'm not a wedding planner, but there's so many times that I play the role of wedding planner where, I'm there on the day of and a bride needs something and I have it because I have like an entire emergency stash, or it's, before the wedding and they're, emailing me, asking me timeline questions. A lot of my brides do not have planners. So they ask me a lot of these questions and I'm more than happy to answer. But
you have the knowledge. Why not share it?
Yeah. So I started the podcast for that reason, and obviously brought you on as a co-host because I think we're really fun and we work well together, and we're really
chatty Cathys. We can talk all day long.
Yeah, and we have great energy. So I'll go into a little bit about who I am and how I got into photography, and then we can go to you.
Absolutely.
So as far as for me, like I said, my name is Caitlyn. I started my photography business on accident. I told you very recently the story of how I was just at some guy's warehouse with my husband looking for server equipment for him, and I found a camera and I thought it looked cool and I bought it for $50 and it didn't work, and I bought another one, and then I bought a third one because I decided film wouldn't be a good way to start. So I started digital photography and I thought landscape was boring. I started photographing people and I decided like that was going to be it for me.
It's your calling.
Yeah, and I really like specifically weddings and couples because I just think it's such an exciting time. I think about in my life when we got engaged, those were like some of the most exciting moments of my life, was like planning our wedding and the actual wedding day and like everyone we love being there and all of the stuff, right?
Absolutely.
It was just an amazing time. So that's what I've really focused on in the past couple years, is just weddings and engagements. But let's talk a little bit about you and how you got into photography and also videography.
Sure thing. So I'm Kaylee. So I was a florist before I got into the whole realm of photography and videography. I was a florist for almost 4 years going on. And it wasn't that I didn't love it. I loved the colors and the creativity and the passion that came with it, but I needed something more. I needed something that was a faster pace. Like floral is so up and down, which I know photography is too, because we have our peak seasons and our slow seasons. So I know that's with every business, but I think modeling with you for as long as I did while I was also doing flowers really showed me that I'm really good in front of the camera, but I want to get behind the camera. I want to see what we can do. You know what I mean? So, you brought me on and you're teaching me all that you know, and it's been great. And I'm absolutely loving where we're going with it and how everything's turning out. And yeah, I think above all, I think this was a good transition and switch for me. And I think I'm a good asset to you.
Yeah, I love that. And like I said earlier, I think that we meld well. Our personalities go together really well for not just the podcast, but I think that couples can see the way that we work together and
Absolutely.
it's entertaining to say the least.
Yes, we always have people coming up to us and being like, "Oh, y'all been doing this forever," and we're like, "It feels like it."
Yeah.
Just because we have that energy and that connection and that bond of you let me step up and do what I need to do, but then you step up and do what you have to do, and we have that equal flow together. And I think
Yeah.
we work really well together.
Yeah, and that was a big reason why I brought you on in the first place was there's a lot of creatives out there, specifically photographers and videographers that have completely different workflows. The way that they do things are very different and they don't always work well together. I've worked with some videographers that were very um difficult to work with, because you don't want as a wedding couple, right? Like as a bride or a groom, you don't want people like, okay, and this person's trying to get your attention, and this person's trying to get your attention, and now
Right.
you're gonna pose for the photographer, and you're gonna wait, now you know what I mean? And
Yep.
so it's really nice to have a team that works together frequently, that they have a workflow that they can work together well, and it's huge. It is huge. So that was why I personally wanted a team of photo and video. So
And you can see our flow. Like our flow is very fluent. Like we are very good at making sure that we both get what we need when with whatever we're doing, wedding, engagements, proposals. Like we have a good flow to us, and I think that's something that's really great about us.
as far as what kind of content we're gonna come out with, I think I'm really excited to bring on guests as far as like DJs. We'll have one in our next episode. Whether it be a planner talking about budgeting, whether it be a florist talking about where you might be able to save with flowers or things like that. There's so many aspects to
Absolutely,
wedding planning, and that was a big reason why I started the podcast was I think that there's such a gap in
the industry.
yeah, and also, like, I think that people think that, like, they need to plan it perfectly or they need to plan the perfect wedding.
There is no perfect.
And if you worry about that, you're gonna have the worst time in the world planning your wedding. And it really can be fun, and it can be even if, I know a lot of grooms are not super into wedding planning, but, like, I think that it can be something that you can do that's fun together, and
Absolutely.
it does not have to feel like a full-time job, so
Well, going on from there, what is something that you feel that you see couples struggling with the most when it comes to the planning side of things?
I feel like there's so many moving parts that people don't think of. Like for me when I was planning and what I see happen a lot with brides is they hire, they get the venue, they hire their vendors, their photographer, caterer, DJ, all this stuff, right? Um and then they get the dress and they pick their table decor and their colors and they're like, okay, now what? And there's so
Where do we
many
go from here?
yeah, and there's so many different unique fun things that you can plan into your wedding that people don't know about.
Absolutely.
There's table dashes where, your DJ calls um each table to up to you or you go to them and you get photos with everybody at your wedding or you get everybody out on the dance floor, take a big group picture and then boom, you start your reception dancing. Or you know what I mean? There's so many little kind of things you can do that
Which
make
in even the wedding that we went to together that one, and they had a glass etcher there. Like, that was so cool. Who would have thought that you had somebody
yeah.
engraving glass while you're there, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a ton of stuff you can do.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do it. So, I think that people kind of get lost in the sauce, so to speak, and they feel overwhelmed by that, but I think that's something that we can talk about and people can kind
Definitely.
of make decisions on. I can't tell you how many couples I talk to, and I don't think of it because I'm a wedding photographer and it's what I do, but I'm like, "Oh, have you guys thought about doing a first look?" And they're like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh."
Oh!
So we talk about it.
And I know we're gonna get into this, but next episode, real quick, first looks are a big deal. Like, I don't care if it's your mom, dad, husband, grandma, grandpa, a first look is very important. And no matter who you have it with, because it's just so emotional and just ties in starts the whole day off on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun.
I think so too.
We'll talk about it in episode 3.
Stay tuned.
So as far as another thing too is like the emergencies that can come up on your wedding day that you
Oh,
don't
girl.
consider. We were talking recently about I love garden weddings. Garden
Me too. They're
weddings
so
are my
beautiful.
favorite.
They're
I
so
love
colorful.
Yes, I love the colors and the flowers and the life and the energy, and it's beautiful, but people don't consider bees.
The bees.
There's bees, and usually bees are okay. I've never had a problem with bees. I've scooped them off of you know what I mean? Like, there was one recently where it was on the groom's back, and I was like, "We're just gonna," but,
She'll fly.
I don't like wasps. I do not like wasps, and wasps don't like me, and, it was not too long ago where I was at a wedding where the bride was about to start getting ready. She walked out onto the balcony, and she got stung in the face by a
Oh.
wasp, right in the cheek, and, you know, those are moments where having some non-drowsy, not the drowsy type, of allergy medication can really help. Or, thinking of things like Tylenol or like feminine products or nail clippers.
Really?
I had a groom forgot to clip his nails and they were quite long.
Interesting.
And after that wedding, I put nail clippers in my bag. I carry a Swiss Army knife now, not even in my camera bag, like on my person, because every single wedding somebody asks me for scissors. Every single
Yep.
time.
The scissors and the lash glue, and there's a couple other things that are like safety pins.
Mhm.
Like, those are a bunch of things that we steadily go through, and we pull that emergency kit out at every single wedding.
Every
There's
time.
not
Yeah.
one wedding we haven't pulled it out.
Yeah, yeah. Whether it's the bustle didn't stay bustled. I mean, a lot of my couples do think of things like safety pins and bobby pins, but it's those like nobody's thinking of nail clippers. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
nobody.
Nobody's thinking of nail clippers. Nobody's thinking of lash glue. And that's something.
Tissues, don't forget the
Oh,
tissues.
tissue. I can't believe that some people don't bring tissues. It's like, of course, everyone's gonna cry. It's
I
your
know,
wedding.
I have the whole little travel pack in my bag, and at any point in time, I always have it on my fanny pack on me, so I'm just like, "Here you go."
Yeah, absolutely. So, as far as our next episodes, like we said, we're gonna be talking to our friend Kirk in
Yay,
the
we love
next
Kirk.
episode for choosing the right DJ and questions to ask your DJ and all of those things. We're gonna be talking about your first look and what that is, and maybe some alternatives. A lot of people want to keep it traditional and they don't want to see each other until they're walking down the aisle.
Which is why first touches are great.
Yeah, or you can write. Well, we'll get in there. We'll
Okay,
get
next
into it.
episode.
Not the next episode. We'll get into that. But yeah, that's what we can. That's what we're going to be talking about next. And as far as comments or questions, if you guys have any comments or questions, please let us know.
Please, we'd
If
love to
there's
hear from you.
yeah, if there's anything that you want us to talk about, please just drop a comment and we will turn that into an entire episode. So thanks so
Definitely.
much for listening and subscribe. We will have new episodes every Thursday at 10 a.m.